so mellow, man. In fact, it's harshing my buzz. You had me at king, then you lost me at trump. Which one of you guys stole the king's trumpet? Come on, the movie's starting. Are they marching in front of a postcard? What's going on here?
Do you recognize that music?
What am I to you, Shazam?
That's right. It was the trumpet, the king's trumpet.
Oh, I've heard of that.
And here's a wonderful story about that music. In a faraway land, there one time lived a shepherd king who owned many flocks and had many shepherds who tended sheep for him. One day, this king wanted to call all of the shepherds together.
Heads up, wolves.
So he sent a runner for them. When they arrived, the king spoke to them and said,
Please don't unionize.
Take heed, ye shepherds. Henceforth, when I call ye, I will no longer send a runner. For look, I have fashioned for myself an instrument made from the horn of a ram.
I call it a bong.
With it I can make many tones. So hark, shepherds. If you should hear me playing this,
It's a secret signal for your ears only. It's all about the notes I'm not playing.
come home at once.
We'll party.
This instrument we will call a shofar. Soon, each shepherd made his own shofar, and each made up his own call. They all made a set of calls so they could speak to each other.
New horn, who dis?
While the sheep grazed, one could often hear the call of the shofar echoing from hilltop to hilltop.
It was annoying as shit.
Later, when the king became mighty, he had an army, and the shofar was used to call men to war.
Sorry, bad
As
connection.
time went on, men learned to work with metals. Soon, they found that horns could be made of brass and gold and silver.
And ivory and plastic.
These horns could play many more tones than could the ram horn. So the kings had trumpets made to play their special calls.
Theme music, cool.
They also found that if they made a trumpet long, they played low notes like this.
Thus, the brown note was discovered. Hey, is that ancient Nipper? He's always loved audio.
And when they made the trumpet short, they played high notes like this.
And intricate melodies without valves or stops, somehow.
Now, in England, there lived a king named Richard the Lionhearted.
He was more of a
When he
blues
made ready
guy.
to go forth with his army of knights, he would call his band of trumpeters and say, Ho, master of the trumpet, sound off. And the master of the trumpet would reply, Aye, my lord.
Dig it, Daddy-o.
Trumpeters, prepare. Sound the tucket.
Now play it with your butts like in Holy Grail. 20th Century of Old presents.
Then, as the king and his knights marched into the great cathedral for prayer,
They got shushed.
the trumpets could be heard playing music like this.
You don't have to make a big fanfare about everything. And thus the worshippers knew that Masterpiece Theater was about to begin. Time for a little game we like to call Would You Rather?
Early in the 18th century, a wise musician said,
Gucci gang,
"We
Gucci
need
gang,
many
Gucci gang,
trumpets,
Gucci gang.
because each one plays only a few notes. Now, let me see. If I make a trumpet with a piece of metal that moves up and down in a pipe,
It'll fill with spit.
and put a hole in the side of that piece of metal, I can use it to connect the different pipes to my trumpet.
It'll never
When I
work.
push it down, air will go through a long pipe and make a low sound. And when I let go, the air will go through a short pipe and make a high sound.
All you really need is womp womp.
Now, he had a trumpet with a valve that played many tones.
But I'll just stick with
Later,
marimba.
trumpet makers built a trumpet and put 3 valves in it. Musicians found that they could play all of the notes in the scale.
But all out of order.
One day, a musician brought his trumpet to the king and said, Sire, I present to you a new invention, a 3-valve trumpet. The king looked at the instrument curiously and said to the musician,
Can it kill my enemies?
Play that instrument, musician, and let me hear what it can do.
Play that funky music right.
So the musician raised the trumpet to his lips and played a tune like this.
Any lyrics or drum breaks or samples or... His Majesty Jeffrey Jones is in love with a trumpet. This is all fascinating, but just get to yakety sax already.
The king was very pleased, and the musician was greatly rewarded.
And that was the first and last time in history that a musician was paid for his services. Goodbye. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoy Fun with Shorts, please like and share. And if you want to see all the Fun with Shorts, check me out at patreon.com/JoshWay. For as little as $1 per video, you can see the monthly exclusive episode as well as other goodies and freebies. Thanks a lot. See you next time.